You're welcome to our interactive session here on Trust Television. It's still Daybreak and it is time for our interactive session where your voice matters. At this point, we're going to open up the phone lines and we'll get your opinion. Now, today we are exploring a critical issue that affects us all. National unity. National unity and what is the threat to our cohesion as Nigerians is what we're going to be talking about today. As Nigeria navigates its complexity, it's essential to examine the forces that threaten our unity, from ethnic tensions to religious differences to economic disparities and political division. What are the major challenges facing our nation? Join the conversation, share your concerns, share your experiences and your solution. Call or send a WhatsApp message, to the numbers showing on your screen, and we're definitely going to be here to get your opinion. The phone lines are open and we'd love to hear. Now, it's no news that Nigeria is a country rich in ethnic, religious, and cultural diversity. We have so many languages. We have a lot of beautiful things to show the world. We have culture, rich culture. We're diverse when it comes to languages and culture. We have religious diversity, and to an extent, some school of thought believe that this is a significant challenge to our national unity. But at the core of this issue is a deep-seated historical context that influences modern-day political dynamics and our nation as it is. Our nation is beautiful when it comes to the level of richness we have, but is this a threat to our national unity? We find that even in some parts of the north, or rather in the east, you see an Igbo man saying that, oh yes, I'm Igbo but I'm not a boy, or I'm Igbo but I'm from Imo State, or I'm from Anambra State, who I'm more superior to. Aren't we all Igbos? Aren't we all Nigerians? When you ask someone, where are you from? And the first response they always say is, oh, I'm from Kogi, or I'm from Jos, or I'm a Kano man, or I'm a Kaduna man, or I'm an Igbo woman, But at the end of the day, you're still a Nigerian. So this is what we're talking about. Is this what is hindering and has been a threat to our unity and our cohesion as Nigerians? What is that thing? Could it be the religious differences, or the cultural differences, or the tribal differences, or even political divisions? How is this affecting our national unity? We have a first caller. Let's take this call. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning, madam. Olatunji Ibrahim from Jeddah.
Olatunji Ibrahim, thank you so much for joining us. Go ahead. Let's hear your thoughts.
Good. The national unity issue. You see, the topic is the threat to our cohesion as Nigerians. My problem now is this. The unity of a country depends solely on the happiness of each community or each region altogether. But presently, as far as so many regions are agitating to pull out, there's no need. There's no cause for. There's no cause for saying we have to fight, we have to beat ourselves, we have to kill ourselves before we settle, before we go wherever we want to go. I would have think it's better if any region that agitates to leave, we should endeavor to live very peacefully. We should embrace peace. If the Yorubas want to go, let them go easily. If the Hausas want to go, let's leave ourselves without bloodshed. I think this is my take.
So thank you so much, Olatunji. So at this point, what would you say is hindering? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
As I said, at this point now, you've spoken about each region's agitating and all, but as a Nigerian, what is that one thing you see that is hindering our national unity? Is it religious disparities, language, culture, political division, or we're actually united but politicians are finding a way to put that division in us as a nation?
Almost everything you think, all those points you mentioned. Religious is affecting us. Ethnicity is affecting us. those are the two major things, and we don't have anything to. We can't do without those things. We can't do without ethnicity. We can't do without religion. And honestly, there's no way we can. There's no way. I'm thinking for my own thinking. There's no way we can make it. Those two things are inseparable. They will continue to threaten us. And for a very progressive nation, if we actually want to progress, we just need to break up, even without bloodshed.
All right, Olatunji, thank you for your contribution there. You know, that is his opinion. Thank you so much for joining us, Olatunji. We are preaching unity. We are preaching one Nigeria. We are preaching a Nigeria where everyone is seen as brothers and sisters. You can relate freely with your fellow Nigerian without worry or fear. You know, every Nigerian feels at home. We're not preaching breakup or disparity or disunity. What we want is one Nigeria, so that we have one voice, and you know, a leader that appreciates the unity will be put in power. You know, but the phone lines are still open. We'd love to hear your thoughts. What is the threat to our cohesion as Nigerians? What do you think about it? What do you think is that thing that is holding Nigeria back? You know, what role? All right, let's take this call first. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Aba.
All right, tell us your name, please.
Yeah, I'm calling from Aba. Mr. Ogazi.
Ejiofor, thank you so much for joining us. So go ahead with your thoughts. Let's hear your thoughts.
The problem is from the politicians. The problem is from politicians. They impose those hatred into masses. Don't masses. That's the problem we are having in this country. Not religion, not anything other. It's from the politicians themselves. So that is my stake. And the only solution is to, if they can call a conference and discuss about the situation of this country.
All right,
that is my take on that.
Yes, Ejiofor, thank you so much, you know, for letting us know your take on that. Ejiofor said that, yes, the politicians are the ones fueling the national disunity we have in the nation. I was about to ask that question, you know, what role does political leaderships play when it comes to fostering or hindering national cohesion in Nigeria? You know, when it's election period, that is when you hear, you know, this person is not from my local government, or this person is from my local government but we're not from the same tribe, or we're from the same tribe but we're not from the same streets. That is why I want to vote this person. And then the politician himself would actually capitalize on the fact that it's my people. I want my people to vote for me. So let me work with my people. My people vote for me, I will favor you. That is where it starts from. That is what I believe that's where Ejiofor is coming from. But the phone lines are still open. You know, let's hear from you. What do you think is that threat to our national cohesion? Could it be our multiple languages, our beautiful culture, you know, lovely religion that we all, you know, we still live, it's still one Nigeria. But what is that thing that is seeming like a very solid threat to our national unity? And what effect does this have on our nation? As a Nigerian, we can proffer solutions. So how can this be addressed? You know, what ways and what can be done to fix this? You know, how can Nigerians learn to look beyond their culture and their religion and get to understand themselves better? Get to know that, okay, this is this person's tradition and culture. I respect it, but doesn't change the fact that we are Nigerians. Let's take this call. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from? Good morning. Can you hear me?
You can hear me now, man?
Yes, I can. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
I'm Adamu from FCT, Kwali Area Council.
Adamu, thank you for calling us all the way from Kwali. It's good to have you with us in the studio. How is Kwali this morning?
I've been fine. Peaceful and calm.
Oh, that's good to know. So go ahead, share your thoughts with us.
We're talking of unity. Two things in this country that is destroying the whole nation. We have come from a long way. You see Hausa in Igbo land. Igbo in Maiduguri, Sokoto, everywhere. Even during this Boko Haram, Igbo people are still in Maiduguri.
Absolutely.
Is it not? So which unity do we want? The unity we want is the corruption of our people, the leaders, is the one disuniting us. Corruption is the biggest issue in this country. That is one. Two, if you recall, 2003, when Buhari contests for president, there are some politicians that blackmail him and say, if Buhari won, he is going to Islamize the country. It's 2003. And who says so? They are also a Muslim brother like him, which he has now caused something in the mind of Christians. Which the man that called from Imo Abia, he said the truth. Politicians are the ones igniting the disunity of this country because of their selfish interests. So please, we should try. INEC should monitor those politicians, their utterances. They can be disqualified at any time if they so do to look very nice to the country. And anybody that has cheated or have made a very bad word not be allowed to contest. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Therefore, your thought. He has said that it is politicians who are the ones fueling the issue of issue of disunity, sowing seeds of discord in the hearts of Nigerians, especially when it comes to election period. And to Nigerians, I think it's about time we look beyond, voting based on tribes and religion, but voting a Nigerian who we believe can actually put the intention of Nigerians at heart. If you vote someone who is patriotic, someone who values the nation and wants to protect and preserve our country and the people and the borders and everything about Nigeria in its entirety, I believe that person wouldn't campaign based on cultural, religious, or ethnic background. That person would campaign as a Nigerian. And that's what Nigerians should look forward to. You are a Nigerian first before you are an Igbo man, a Yoruba man, or a Hausa man, or an Ishekiri man, or a man from Benue. You are a Nigerian first before you are any of these other tribes. And I believe that is where Nigerians miss the point. But it doesn't take the fact that you have to be proud of your cultural heritage and hold dear to it, and that doesn't mean that you are always a Nigerian. So at this point, we're still asking the question, what exactly is posing a threat to our unity and cohesion as Nigerians? Is it the political leaders? Is it our vast languages? Is it our beautiful, diverse culture? Is it our tons of lovely, sumptuous delicacies we have in this country, or our religious diversity? What exactly is posing a threat to our cohesion? Or could it be the political leaders? Now, like what our last caller said, he said you have an Igbo man, you find an Igbo man in Maiduguri, you find an Igbo man in Zamfara and Taraba, you always find an Igbo man there, you find a Hausa man somewhere in Imo State, in different places across in Imo State, in Enugu, in Anambra, you find their communities there and they are living peacefully. So why exactly is there a certain level of discord in the heart of Nigerians? Let's take this call. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good
morning. I didn't get your name.
Huh?
What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Jerry. I'm coming from Zamfara.
Jerry, thank you for joining us from Zamfara. Go ahead with your thoughts.
I'm calling from Zamfara.
Yeah, please, can you turn down the volume of your TV set and talk to us through your phone?
Well, the problem we are having in this country is because of... Okay. I said the problem we are having in this country is the politician quite right. And when you watch anyone win from either Igbo or Yoruba or Hausa, when you come to the appointment, they are giving the appointment. And we are saying we have that specialism. We are not doing that specialism. And this is when you are giving that appointment, you make sure that every the political zone. They have their appointments. But when you look at everything, you see how things are going. So that's why we are having that problem of not doing ourselves as a Nigerian. That's what I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. You know, I like where you came from with your thoughts, Jerry from Zamfara. Thank you so much for your thoughts this morning. And, you know, it still boils down to the same thing. You know, look at yourself as a Nigerian first before you look at yourself as any other tribe or religion. You know, I'll share a quick example. I remember when I first came to Abuja, I was excited about it and I was looking forward to it. Though I experienced a little bit of culture shock, but I was ready to explore and enjoy the culture here in the north as someone who came from the south. But let's take this call now. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Mohammed. I'm calling from Abuja.
Mohammed, thank you for joining us. Go ahead with your thoughts. Where in Abuja are you calling from?
I'm calling from Garipa.
Gwarimpa, thank you. Go ahead with your thoughts.
You see, the issue is beyond the politicians. We Nigerians, we just have to be putting blame to one side. If politicians brought the idea, as a politician, I'm a politician, I'm contesting for a post. And my other side is a Christian, I'm a Muslim. If I put my imam, put for me, tell my people they should put for me. If that imam accepting and pick that on the, what the sermon, that means it's part of the problem too. That's why the church is too. Look at what happened in 2023 election, the presidential election. Until you all go back to God, and the last caller said about putting disputing the post to the regional. What about if the position is available to make Nigeria better, the other region doesn't have the person that are capable to do it? Until you all go back to think, because we don't need to be talking about tribalism, whether you're Christian, you're Hausa, you're Igbo, you're this. Let's pray to God to give us who are really ready to really give us what we need in this country. It might be a Fulani man, it might be a Tupi man, it might be a Yoruba man. But what we are saying that, well, let's forget about this regional, whatever, Christian, Muslim. Are we God? God has made you to be a Christian. Am I there when he's creating you? Made you to be a Muslim. Am I there? Are you there when he's creating me? Let's live in peace. We always copy things from white people, but we don't have act like them. We copy other things from America, but we don't copy good things from them. The bad ones is what we copy. Once we not develop our hope, okay, let us be good. So we'll be a good sample to the whole world too. Nigeria is the country we have the highest numbers of churches in the whole world. Highest numbers of mosques. We even have mosques for Saudi Arabia. And we have highest numbers of languages in the whole world. Why are we still having problems? We are not like this before. Let's go back to our drum board. Coming from me, myself, you as a presenter, and other people that have been calling. What do I have to over this country? Sincerely, respect your maybe I'm a Yoruba man, you are an Hausa man. I can engage a driver or someone that works with me that is not a Muslim or is not a Yoruba man. Let's face reality once we go back to our drum board individually before we now talking about the politicians. But the problem is from the politicians mainly. The affair and the pastorship, they are part of the problems. The Nigeria will assume they are part of the problems. Let's face reality. Now, for us to correct this thing, we have to go back to our drum board as a family, as a father, mother. We talk to our children, don't discriminate. Live your life, do good to people, do good to people around you. No respect of their tribe, religion. We start from home. Then the official will continue extending to the new level. God bless India, and it's just going to be good.
Absolutely. Nigeria is going to be great. Thank you so much, Mohammed, for that. I love the fact that you stated the problem and you gave a solution individually. Let us leave the politicians out of it first. You know, I agree with you where you said, yeah, the politicians have the role to play. But I believe that as an individual, if you have a solid mindset on how unified Nigeria is, I don't believe any politician can sway you off that thought. Start by educating your children. And I believe when it comes to issue of tribalism and discrimination, children have no idea such thing exists. It's when they grow, they now grow into the society, treating them a certain way because they are from a certain place or a certain place. They now grow into that. But as children, they have no idea. They know that, oh, my friend is Hadassah, my friend is Chukwemeka, my friend is Olalekan, my friend, they are all my friends. Mommy, I have a friend, his name is Olaleko, or his name is Rinret. They all grow up together and they have that unity. It's when they now grow. No, mommy, or you hear parents making statements like, that's how Igbo people behave, or that's how this Hausa people behave, or that's how Yoruba people behave. Such comments fuel disunity in the ears of your children at home. So like he said, go back to the drawing board, re-educate your children before you now because when you bring such people into the society, the mindset is already changing gradually. Let's take this call. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, morning. My name is Geoffrey. I'm calling from Airport Road, Abuja.
Oh, I didn't get your name. Josie?
My name is Geoffrey. I'm calling from Abuja.
All right, Geoffrey,
Airport
go ahead.
Road.
Yeah, go ahead. What's your thought on our conversation this morning?
Yeah, the conversation, my contribution is that, you see, it's going to be very difficult to achieve this national unity. But it's not, we can still achieve it. But except if when we discard every form of ethno-religious sentiment, we can achieve it. We should stop saying ourselves, I'm a Muslim, I'm a Christian, I'm a Yoruba, I'm a Hausa, I'm this and that. Let's see ourselves as Nigerians. That's all. Because these are factors that are militating against national unity.
We would really love you to call back, Gregory, and we would really love to hear your thoughts, a conclusion of your thoughts. So please, if you can, do well to reach us and call back. Let's hear the concluding part of your thoughts. But it boils down to us as Nigerians. I am a Nigerian, and I believe that Nigeria will be great again. Before I am an Igbo person or anywhere, I am a Nigerian. Let's take this call. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Morning. I'm Abakar Mohammed.
Abakar, where are you calling from? And please turn down the volume of your TV set.
Abakar. I've done that. Abakar Dangi.
Calling from?
I'm calling from Bida in Niger State.
Bida. All right, Abakar, thank you for joining us. Go ahead. What's your thoughts on our topic of discussion?
My contribution on this issue has to do with our situation we find ourselves in this country. And as for me, I'm concerned, I didn't blame politicians much. I blame our what is it called? I blame our scholars, as in religious scholars. They left their scripture. Most of them, they left their scripture. They focus on the activities of politicians. What do I mean by saying this? Every politician, how people eat in his religion, being a Muslim or Christian. I didn't believe scholars go by the scripture of our religions. They wouldn't have told their followers that don't vote for because it's not in your religion. Being a good person or a bad person. You get me? What they need to preach is, let us know that what is good and what is bad is bad. A language does not come from any human being. Likewise, religion, that is my belief. You get me? But by the time we're pushing blame on politicians are human beings. Every politician have a pastor or imam that he listens to. What does the imam tell politicians? In our religion, we're asked to give a charity to the needy. The human being, if you take a charity, you go to a man and that, I want to give out zakah to a particular person, that religion specified that a particular zakah should be given to. The imam will say he's entitled to the same zakah. Instead of him to tell you that he is not entitled to, you should give it to the person that is below his financial position, that needs it more than you. Claim that he is also a beneficiary of that something. What is he doing? He left his scripture because of his personal interest. So it is our religious leaders that are misleading politicians. And politicians believe that they are closer to Creator, which is Almighty Allah, than them. So they expect that anything that is coming out from their mouth is something that will help them. Look at 2023 elections. See what happened. So our imams are preaching Muslim, and see our pastors are preaching Christian. Then I didn't being they don't support politicians. Politicians will do what they will do the right thing. But now we are blaming politicians. Whereas you can't be inside a car and you'll be controlling while you are not a driver. You get me, man?
Yes, I do.
Then our religious pastors and imams, they are the ones failing us, and they are failing us woefully. To be honest with you, they are the ones putting us out to this mess. Look at, we wanted to protest to make the situation better. See our imams, see our pastors. They cannot confront the government that things are bad directly, but they can confront masses that are in pain.
Absolutely.
Just for their own personal interest. They follow to loot the Nigerian treasuries. So our politicians are united in corruption, stealing commonwealth that is made for the masses of this country, but they make masses to be divided because of religion and language. You can see where they are playing us, and they are not playing us on their own. They are using our religious leaders to play. Being Muslim, being Christian, any religion you belong to, all of them have their own self-center, and that is what is affecting us. Look at how the country that think about religion, see how they are growing. No country that does not have multiple languages, no country on earth that doesn't have multiple languages. Do they ever speak about that? They never speak about that. They think of how the country will develop, and once the country is developing, it means people are benefiting from it. But in our case, if it is not religion, it's language.
If it's not language, it's religion.
The pastors, it is pastors and the imam that are causing this rubbish.
Okay.
And I pray they should be prepared. They should know what they will tell the creator. Life after death.
All right, thank you so much, Abubakar. Abubakar tilted our conversation. Thank you for your contribution, and you tilted our conversation to open the eyes to a different aspect of this conversation, the role of religious leaders, and traditional leaders as well, traditional rulers as well. Traditional institution is one that has been respected a lot over time, but it seems like it's losing that respect because they don't seem to call politicians back to order. And when it comes to religion, Nigerians are very religious people. They place high value on religion, hence they listen to their religious leaders. But let's take this call from Hajia Amina. Hajia, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Hajia Amina. Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome. Thanks.
Go ahead.
Okay. Thanks for your good work.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Okay, I think the problem we have, yes, quite all right, we have the problem of the politicians, which will continue.
Absolutely.
It will continue because we, the masses, we continue to be gullible. We are not doing the right thing. Somebody cannot keep misleading you every time and you keep following that person. So you've discovered that at the end of the day, it's not the person that is your problem, but you are the problem. So the masses are the problem of themselves. Unity in Nigeria or unity as a nation, I'm telling you, not until the masses rise up and say we have to be one, we can never be one, because the politicians, they've gotten a loophole and they will be using it against us. Like the last caller said, the religious leaders, as far as I'm concerned, I don't even look at anyone as a religious leader now. I look at people that are hungry and always looking for opportunity to eat. And so the moment they have that opportunity, they will use the gullible masses as a way of getting what they want. They will have to understand that these people does not need they don't wish us any good. The masses must be ready to say we have to take the bull by the horn. Let's take the bull by the horn. Let's leave these religious and politicians alone and move forward. You can imagine when people came out and said they want to protest, the religious leaders or so-called politicians, they come out telling us the disadvantages of all these things they are going to do. And the disadvantages, they know that the masses are weak. They will use those disadvantages against us and we pull back. We cannot cry.
Absolutely.
We can't talk. We cannot talk because we are always weak. These people we call our leaders, these people we call the politicians, these people we call the religious leaders, we always want to follow them, and we are following them blindly, refusing to understand that we have our own mind, we have our own life to live. We must do it the way, not until the masses pick up and said we must take the bull by the horn, will remain where we are, and the politicians, as far as I'm concerned, politicians and religious leaders are no longer our problem. It's the gullibleness of ourselves that is the major problem. Until we realize that we must stand and fight for ourselves, nobody can fight for us. Nobody can make us. Religion and tribe or whatever is our identity. We can't run away from these things.
True.
But we shouldn't follow. We shouldn't use them blindly.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We shouldn't use them blindly. We must understand that, yes, we have our lives to live.
Yes,
the man that is leading you is not leading you well. Leave him and do what you think is good.
Right. All right.
Not at any time when they will come out to say religious leaders, politicians are our problem. How can they be? We already know our problem. When you know your problem, then you find solution. The solution is right with us, and we refuse to use the solution. Absolutely. And that solution is for us to come out and say no when it is no, yes when it is yes, and let's stand for one. Let's stand with one voice, one mission. Whatever we are doing, we should do it knowing fully well that yes, this is what doing, and we are doing it for the sake of ourselves, sake of generations after generation, sake of our nation to be good. Until we all get up and say no to these so-called politicians and religious leaders that will be following gullibly, we will never change, and things will never go, and there will be no unity in Nigeria. Unity in Nigeria is in the hands of the masses, not in the hands of politicians and the religious leaders. These people are there for their own selfish interests, not for us. And until we do it our own way, we will never get it right. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Hajia Amina, for concluding this phone-in segment with a very powerful call to action. We always love hearing your opinion and having you here as our very solid female caller on the show. Thank you so much for calling in. All right, that was Hajia Amina, one of our callers in. She gave us a perfect, beautiful call to action, saying that since we know the problem is the political leaders, then the solution lies in our hands to say no to this. Since we have pointed out the problem is the religious leaders, the solution lies in our hands as Nigerians to say no to them. Otherwise, we'll still be going around the same, It's like knowing the problem and still following the problem and complain that is the problem. I mean, it's doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. That is not how life works or operates. At the end of the day, it's still Nigeria. This Nigeria, it's ours. It doesn't belong to the politicians. It belongs to us as Nigerians. We're the one living in it. We're the one experiencing it. We're the ones, living with these different people as our neighbors. And we know what unity is. We know how beautiful it is. So it all lies in our hands as Nigerians to do the right thing at all times. So yes, please let us do the right things at all times. Love your neighbor as you would love yourself. We're all Nigerians and we're one Nigeria, and we hope that, things will get better in this nation one day. We look forward to a great Nigeria.